Welcome student, myself Mudish Sharma from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. I welcome to all of you. Today I am going to discuss a new topic of this subject, production technology. In previous video lecture, I am already talk about what is sand, molding sand, what are the different kind of molding sand properties, what are the common sand testing method we use, and already discuss core and type of core. Now I am going to discuss a new topic, molding machine, which is very important for you for the exam aspect. So now I am going to discuss this topic. So today topic is molding machine and use of chaplets. What do you mean by molding machine? Have you any idea? Molding machine is basically used for provide a better cast product. There are different kind of molding machine we use in this process. So first of all, I am talking about what is molding machine. Molding involve packing the molding sand uniformly around a pattern placed in a molding box. Let us suppose hand molding and machine molding. Already name indicate what is hand molding, which is done by hand, what is machine molding, which is done by the any machine. So hand molding very economical when the casting are required a very small number. Machine molding is used where the high rate of production and low cost and uniformity in size and shape and accuracy required. Molding machine will be do the following operation like ramming, molding sand and removing the pattern from the sand, etc. So there are some common type of molding machine. First one is Jolt or squeezing molding machine. You can see in this diagram. This is the diagram of a Jolt or squeeze molding. The pattern is placed in the flask on the table, and the flask rests on the machine table, and the table with the flask is raised to 80 mm by the jolting mechanism. Okay, the sudden drop of the table from the height make the sand pack evenly around. It will help evenly formation in all sides. So next step is the pattern the machine are used for the ramming horizontal surfaces on the mold. Next is Vibrity squeeze molding machine. The molding sand is squeezed or pressed between the machine table and squeezer head. You can see in this given figure the mold board is clamped on the table, the pattern is placed inside the flask, the sand is filled up the level, a particular level, the table is raised up by the table and lift mechanism. The platen enter the sand frame and packs a sand tightly. After squeezing the flask, the table comes down to the starting position. According to the method used, different type of molding machine here: floor molding, bench molding, pit molding and machine molding. So we will discuss one by one. First one is floor molding. What is floor molding? When the foundry floor act as a drag, it cover with a cope or mold is cast openly. There it is called floor molding. It is basically used for the medium and large casting. In this type of molding, the complete cavity is formed in the floor and the molten metal poured directly into it. Here you will study by the help of this PPT what I am saying. Now next is bench molding. What is bench molding? Molding is carried out on a bench so it is suitable for a small and light mold. It is best suited for the non-ferrous casting. In green sand mold, although the ferrous casting are also produced through this method. So we can use bench molding. Next is pit molding. What is pit molding? In this kind of molding process, when large size of job which cannot be accommodated in molding boxes are frequently molded in the pits. What is pit? Pit is like a गड्ढा, एक होल जिसके अंदर हम क्या करते हैं एज अ मोल्डिंग क्लास के अकॉर्डिंग उसको यूज कर लेते हैं. Hence the pit act as a drag, generally one box cope is sufficient to complete the mold. Next is machine molding. Already name indicate what kind of this molding. Machine molding method is preferred for the mass production. What is mass production? When the large quantity is required, then we do mass production. The molding operations such as ramming of sand, rolling over the mold, and the gate cutting, etc. This method of molding is more efficient and economical as comparison to hand molding. Now, there is a new topic. Now there is another topic, chaplet. Chaplet are the metallic object used for supporting such a large and odd shaped core which cannot be adequately supported by their own core print. They are placed in the mold between the mold phase and the core. As the mold is fixed up with the molten metal, the chaplet are surrounded by it. Chaplet are used to support the core inside the mold cavity. You can see where we want to create a hollow cavity, then we use the core, and core is supported by the metallic object. Like if I am going to make a product of cast iron, then chaplet is also cast iron and it will be diffused during the big molten metal during the casting. So chaplet are used to support core and placed between the core and mold ball, and the part of the chaplet in mold is fused in the casting. I already talked about this. Chaplet are not fused properly will create the mechanical. We know that they are generally made heavier rather than lighter, such that seldom unite with surrounding the metal. Thank you so much. Now for better understanding what is the common use of chaplet in sand casting, I am adding a animated video for better understanding of this topic. If you have an issue and doubt, you can contact me or message me. Thank you so much. I hope you will understand this topic.
Chaplets. We know that core print is used in casting to support the core hang in the mold cavity without touching its walls. But in certain conditions, core print alone cannot support the core. In those conditions, we use double-headed nail-like structures called chaplets to provide additional support to the core. These chaplets have the same composition as that of the molten metal. The chaplet is fixed in the mold cavity, such that its lower head touches the cavity floor. Now the core can comfortably rest on the upper head of the chaplet. During the pouring step of casting process, when molten metal is poured in the mold cavity, and the chaplet is surrounded by the hot metal of same composition, it melts and homogeneously mixes in the molten metal. Thus, chaplets are the components used in casting process to provide additional support to the core. Their composition is similar to that of the molten metal. Related terms are